Welcome to the Performance Chemistry course. I'm delighted to meet you, and this is really going to be an exciting journey. Perhaps I'm biased. I just love this. I'm so passionate. I have been doing this for 14 years, and as a registered dietitian that started in clinical practice, I could see how there really were some basic fundamental steps that people could be doing and engaging with that could prevent them being in my practice in the first place with a condition like diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, struggling with weight, maybe low energy levels or poor digestion. So I'm not sure what your personal reason is for joining this course, but I'd just like to compliment you, and if I had a hat on, which I don't, I would lift it and say just well done for embracing and taking action, because a lot of the people that I come across in my corporate work is that many people just don't make the time for this. And as I mentioned in the preview, that a lot of people give up their health for wealth. But what I've seen so often is that no amount of wealth can buy back good health. And so we're going to leverage the two together. So despite being busy, as I'm sure you are, there are some basic things that you could be doing just a little bit more strategically to manage your energy, to manage your health a lot more effectively. And if you're looking at managing your waistline too, then this course can help you to do that. And I think it's good to start off with understanding why it is that even though we have all this information about how to manage our energy, manage our health, that we just aren't doing it. And I personally think that there are two major challenges. The first one is that many of us are stress rich, yet time poor. And when we don't have a lot of time and we are incredibly stressed, what I see happening is that all those good habits go out the proverbial window and bad habits get anchored and reinforced. So we don't make time to exercise, we don't get enough rest, we don't make healthy choices around how we eat, and perhaps we smoke and drink too much. And those few basic things that I just said, around eating, around rest, around habits like drinking and smoking, we know today that those basic lifestyle habits are what are driving the tsunami that we're seeing of non-communicable disease. Those are illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, obesity, even cancer and Alzheimer's is now linked to that. So even though there's all this information about how to be well and healthy, we just aren't. We've reached a tipping point where more people are actually overweight than people who are underweight and malnourished. So we need to understand that the fact that we are stressed and that we don't have much time is having a huge impact on our ability to lead a healthy lifestyle. And then the second challenge is that I don't want to call myself lazy, but I know that naturally human beings, some of us are perhaps not lazy, but we do end up being creatures of comfort, and we just don't change easily. So when we're used to doing things a certain way, there's a modus operandi or a status quo, it's really tough to change. So understanding that when you're trying to change your lifestyle, that it isn't going to be always that easy, that can help you to create some sustainable, realistic changes. Because I see people, they decide on a Monday morning that they're going to pack a healthy lunch, get to the gym, drink water, no more coffee, no more beer, no more wine, no more chocolate. And then by Tuesday, somebody arrives in the office, I don't know, with cake, or you get to a meeting and all there is to eat are biscuits. So you have cake, right? Of course you do. Or you have some biscuits. And then you're like, oh no, this is not part of the plan. I was really set out to do this right. And I'm traveling again this week, and there's a course, and then the family's coming over, and we're having a barbecue on the weekend. You know what? I'm just going to enjoy myself this week, and I'll start again on Monday. And then Monday we try and do like 10 out of 10. And that doesn't work. That approach, it sets us up for failure. And this course, especially my work and my message, is around setting yourself up for success. So making small, realistic changes. And sure, you're not going to get dramatic results, but over a period of time, you will get the same results. And if you improve your health that way, boost your energy, or lose weight, we know that you'll likely sustain that behavior that will keep those fantastic results happening and staying in place. So how do we do this? Understanding that we don't have much time, that we are very stressed, that we don't change easily. I have a framework, a tool that I've used for over a decade called the Wellculator. So what that is, the Wellculator is a calculation of how well your habits are today. And because the Wellculator is based on science and evidence, I know that based on your Wellculator score today, I can with some degree of certainty predict how long you will live and maybe how energetic you'll feel. Well, I mean, like extenuating circumstances excluded, of course, but we know that if you engage in certain behaviors, you can improve your health, you can live long, and you can feel good and have high energy levels or not. So the Wellculator takes us back to the fundamentals. A lot of what the Wellculator says, you perhaps know, but what I know is that common knowledge is not always common practice. So as well as reinforcing and recapping some key ideas around managing your energy by going through the Wellculator, we're going to take a look at practical things that can make these bits of knowledge actually come alive for you, no matter what your lifestyle is. You might be somebody who's on the road a lot, who travels. You may have a family. You may be a single parent. You may leave home in the dark and get back home in the dark. And in between that is just mayhem. Whatever your lifestyle is, we're going to keep in mind that you may be highly stressed, you may not have time, and that you don't want to change easily. So we're going to talk about practical steps that can help you make each point on the Wellculator come alive. And because it's often common knowledge, what I find is that when information is familiar, it can become a bit like background noise. So really easy to ignore. And so we're going to bring this to the forefront and make sure that you know what are the key steps you could be doing. And then at the end, the last module, I'm going to take you through each step so that you can score yourself and see how you fare on the Wellculator. And the idea is if your score could be high, it could be not so high, it could be low, but that I'll then guide you through how to increase your score in a sustainable way and not go on this extreme fad approach. So let's take a look. The next module will take you through the first point on the Wellculator, of which there are 10. So each module will focus on a particular point of the Wellculator. And then the last module will take a look at the Wellculator as a whole, get you to give yourself a score, and then we'll talk about where to from here. I look forward to seeing you in the next module.